What's up, everybody, and welcome to my Monday Night Raw review. 24 hours after Hell in a Cell from last night. Just want to make one quick note. Please check out my review of Hell in a Cell that is uploaded online right now. If you want to know the rest of how that show went last night and my opinion on it, go check out that video right now. But with Monday Night Raw tonight, as the build to Survivor Series now begins, we kicked it off with Drew McIntyre, who came out. Talked about say he will be the WWE champion once again. He may have gotten knocked down, but he gets up twice as strong. And he told Orton this was not over and that he should be scared. But next thing you know, Miz and Morrison came out. Miz, the new Money in the Bank winner, basically saying correct several times. As you know, McIntyre says, I'm going to drop you where you stand. And Miz says, yes, you did beat Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania. And that was impressive, he says. Almost as impressive as, him being a two-time Money in the Bank winner, and that he has cashed in the Money in the Bank on Randy Orton over 10 years ago at this point, which I almost forgot to mention. I know a lot of people have said this now. They actually thought last night Miz would have cashed in on Orton because they did it back then, and they think it was going to work right now. Or some people are already saying right now because Survivor Series on November 22nd, and that when Miz cashed it in on Randy Orton, it was on November 22nd, 2010 on Monday Night Raw. So people think history will repeat itself 10 years later. I don't really know. Then again, is Miz really that big of an upgrade over Otis of the Money in the Bank? In a way it is, yes, but still not at the same time. And, as he talked about saying he could be able to cash it in on anybody and whatnot, McIntyre ended up hitting him with the Glasgow kiss then. Morrison tried to buddy up to him doing a Scottish accent, but McIntyre took him down also. Basically, it's going to lead into a one-on-one match later on tonight. AJ Styles came out with his bodyguard, Jordan Omogavin. I don't know his last name that well. But the Raw Underground bodyguard he has, AJ Styles, had with him for a qualifying match. He talked about his enormous new associate, as the announcers want to say, that, he talked about beating Matt Riddle last week, and now he's going to be 2-0, being drafted to Raw. He's going to dominate everybody. It's going to be a return of the phenomenal era. And why does he even need to be in a qualifying match? He's proved himself around the world. I don't have to prove myself to jokers like Adam Pearce in the back. I should be the captain of Team Raw. And this is a warning to Jeff Hardy that, he may want to focus back on the bottle once he's done with him. But we got AJ Styles versus Jeff Hardy then, which was a good match in a way in the beginning of this show and whatnot. It was okay and everything, which, like I said, Survivor Series and whatnot. AJ ended up winning as Jeff was going to do a Twist of Fate on the apron, but AJ pushed him into the post then. Styles threw him back in the ring and hit him with the phenomenal forearm, becoming one part of the Raw team. Which, one thing I want to make note on this whole Survivor Series thing this year, I guess NXT will not be involved in it this year, so we're not going to be seeing another triple threat brand thing. Because last year we got Raw versus SmackDown versus DNXT, I like to call them, because it basically was being led by DX, so that's why I call it DNXT, because it was like DX and NXT at the same time, except, DX is leading the charge and whatnot, if you remember last year with, Sean, Hunter, and Road Dogg and whatnot. But I guess NXT is not going to be involved. And again, how many people could you put on NXT to fight, Raw and SmackDown? It's not like you can pull all those UK guys over here easily. And I look at who's on NXT right now. What? Undisputed Era, Ciampa, Dream, Kushida, Gargano. Well, Priest. Oh, we got some people. So maybe it could have worked, but I guess they don't want to involve NXT this year. So we're just going to go back to doing Raw versus SmackDown, even though I feel like they just drafted these guys like a week or two ago. So where does the brand loyalty land? I don't know. R-Truth talked about the 24/7 title again, and he's going to be watching his tag match. It was the Lucha House Party versus Tozawa and Gulak. I don't really care. Truth came out. They tried to pin him several times. The Lucha House Party won, and Truth won. And, Truth just ran with his title. I don't really care. I just don't give a fuck, okay? I don't care on this one. But then we got the Firefly Fun House. Bray Wyatt was dressed as the Mad Hatter for his tea party. And the Rambling Rabbit was there, and Pig and Bliss showed up, saying she's late, but she brought the tea. She poured the tea for the rabbit. There was a secret ingredient in there. It was arsenic, which the rabbit, I guess, was having a seizure or coughing up rabies or something. He basically was killed again, just like Kenny from South Park. And Wyatt was pissed for a second, but Bliss said, I wonder how that happened. And, we know why you're mad, but we're coming to the fun house to have some fun. Wyatt, put his hands on her, and then her eyes turned red and said, let me in. I'm sorry, let him in. And she went back to normal then and talked about she's going to have a fun chat with Randy Orton tonight on a moment of Bliss. And, Wyatt looked on for a second. The rabbit says, yeah, I'm okay, dude. He told his wife he was coming home. I'm going to make it. Did. But Wyatt beat the puppet to death with a giant hammer. So, yeah, this whole Joker Quinn thing is still going on here, folks. And it's going to be fire, apparently, folks. It's going to be fire, according to Wyatt and him in this Funhouse segment. But, though... Sorry, I had to check a message right there, but... What the fuck? But, yeah, like I said before... yeah, that's the Funhouse, folks. That's definitely the Funhouse. But, moving on in this, whole thing right now... Well, what was next on this show when you think about it? Next, we get... What was it? Keith Lee. I guess he was being interviewed. Talking about he has to go against Elias to be in a qualifying match. And, Strowman couldn't beat him clean. But, he keeps talking about the Dragon or something they keep putting in now. And I saw people comment on this tonight. Why did they keep kind of labeling him with the Dragon or something? Well, I guess some would say he does the Spirit Bomb and it's Dragon Ball Z. So, Goku, think about that if they're going to be labeling him as that now. Next, I know they had Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler argue with Adam Pearce about being the captain of the Raw women's team. Don't really care. Elias, who had us an album out today, which is true, Universal Truth, and is actually number 2 on iTunes. I didn't think this was a real album, but apparently this is a real album, folks. And before he could play a song, Keith Lee came out to face him. Jeff Hardy basically played the distraction in there. Keith Lee got the Spirit Bomb for the win. I don't know why it took him this long to beat Elias. Then again, will Keith Lee ever get a clean win over somebody? I appreciate him not losing, but can he just get some clean wins and not no type of distraction or whatever type of win? Just give him a clean win, okay? Jeff ended up hitting him with a guitar over the back, so this feud continues, but at least they got Keith Lee on the Survivor Series team. Next, Randy Orton was arriving as he talked about being on a moment of bliss tonight, talking about The Fiend showing up, saying he's not worried about him or McIntyre, and, those should be concerned whoever tries to cross him. Next, they had a video package for the Hurt Business versus Retribution in this very one-sided feud, which MVP and them came out talking about Retribution, that y'all become a liability, everybody else ringing scared, but we faced y'all head on, and that our payment is going to be in gold. Why is this feud still continuing? Retribution is just dead at this point. And, this is an elimination match. And, what? MVP's in the ring. And Mia Yim, Reckoning. Which, by the way, MVP said, is Mia okay? You could hear him say that, or the referee. And next thing you know, she starts shaking and this and shaking around, just having a seizure, like she's, itching powder on her, so she's just shaking, itching all over the place, scratching and itching and scratching, and then somehow MVP lost by a roller by slapjack there, by a distraction, when I don't know what the fuck that was. Next, I guess Reckoning was gone, Lashley speared slapjack, he's gone, T-Bar and Lashley fought to out ringside, 10 count, he's gone. Mace, Benjamin took out Mace. He's gone. And then Mustafa Ali was on his own until he took a chair and hit Cedric Alexander for the DQ. Then he was surrounded by all the Retribution members, and then he hopped the barricade running. Listen, I know they didn't. I know Mustafa didn't lose, and he's the only one getting away from all this, but by God, can these guys look somewhat strong? This is very one-sided. It's supposedly a heel versus heel feud. Like I said last night, these people are dead. It's dead. I don't know what else could save this. There is no saving this, okay? I may have thought that like a week ago and like, okay, maybe they can come back from this. But looking at it right now, the Hurt Business has just kicked their asses almost every time now, okay? And they kicked their asses again tonight. So how the fuck are you supposed to believe in these guys? Which, we're going to get to his promo later on too. But yeah, these guys are fucking dead again. Even though Mustafa didn't lose, but he ended up running and they didn't really look that strong. Garza was trying to flirt with Mandy Rose and Dana Brooke. Mandy Rose was worried about Otis, about losing his Money in the Bank contract. Garza didn't try to, go for Nia Jax, but, she basically smelled the rose and winked, and, Garza left. And next, they talked about Rosenberg being part of the Survivor Series team. And, we'll work with you, but we still want the titles. And then Bayley says, are you serious, Garza? And she said, why not? I'm getting a lot of, like, Eddie Guerrero, China vibes going on right now. Some Latino heat type of shit, if you remember that whole thing back then. So, basically, as soon as she saw the rose, she wants the dick. That's basically what's going on right now with this Nia Jax and Garza, which I feel like it's going to turn into that. I honestly do. Then again, they tried Nia Jax and Enzo at one point. So, there you go. Drew McIntyre went against The Miz. Basically beat him in under 5 minutes. Claymore kick. So basically this was just a bounce back win for McIntyre and whatnot. Which they made the Money in the Bank guys. Money in the Bank winner look like an idiot though still. But got to make McIntyre look strong again. The New Day were in the back. Dressed as the Street Profits as they talked about. They're going to be facing them in Survivor Series, Raw versus SmackDown, Tag Team Champion versus Tag Team Champion. They also talk about Asuka versus Sasha Banks, which Asuka showed up then, which then again, it's almost like a SummerSlam rematch, but just Raw versus SmackDown this time. And Roman Reigns versus Randy Orton, champion versus champion. But the Hurt Business showed up and says, don't forget about Lashley, Sami Zayn, Intercontinental versus U.S. champion, and said, we're going to take those titles from y'all soon. I hope they do. If you want, like I said before about the Hurt Business, I know people want to compare them to Evolution or the Hurt or the Four Horsemen online, but like I said before, until all four of these guys start holding some gold, then you can say that shit. But until then, not right now. But I would not be surprised if they get the tag belts soon. Asuka yelled, say, hold up, yo. If you guys, what did she said? You can try, but you will still lose. As the New Day said, got him. And they start doing the New Day thing with Asuka out there. So that was actually funny. Asuka just continues to be hilarious one way or another when they add her into some segment. Somehow, some way. But that's basically a lot of champion versus champion stuff going on at Survivor Series. Adam Pearce and Pat Buck were out there to bring out Nia Jax, Shayna Baszler, and Mandy Rose and Dana Brooke, saying they were unbeating as teams, which I don't know how that's possible. And Nia Jax cut off saying we're the leader and she has the final member. But there's going to be the final spot's going to be dependent by a Fatal 4-Way, which, by the way, they changed Nikki Cross's theme song. And I couldn't really give a fuck about nearly all four of these women that came out. Lana, Lacey Evans, Peyton Royce, and Nikki Cross. And what bullshit do they do? Lana pins Nikki Cross after they did like a Tower of Doom spot. So, yeah, as my friend Kyle said, this team looks like shit. They all look like shit. Yeah, they're going to lose. And, of course, folks, what do we got to add this week? Other than this team looking real bad, because you got Lana, so you know you're going to lose. Of course, Nia Jax hugs her, holds her, and 6 times in a row, Lana goes through the table, everybody. Lana goes through the table. I don't give a fuck. That shit is hilarious to me, my nigga. I don't give a fuck, okay? So, it is that funny. I know it's a running gag, but it's funny, but I tell you, man, WWE's petty for this shit, but they getting a laugh out of me for some reason, so it's a running gag. 6 times in a row. Let's go for 10, baby. Let's go for 10. Can you put this girl through another table? Next week, Survivor Series, I don't care. She'll be going through another table. Why is she on this team to begin with? They gonna lose. Woo! They gonna lose. Next, what else we had going on here? Mustafa Ali cut a promo talking about Retribution is not dead or extinct. They will sacrifice everything to win, and that they will shut everything down. Those threats fell on deaf ears, I will say that, and I don't know what's saving them. I don't know. Even everybody saying just send half these guys back to NXT and have Mustafa Ali do something else, because this shit ain't working no more. It's not. And I would like to believe it's promo, but it's hard to believe in his promos when they keep getting their asses kicked. So I don't know. I don't know. I have no idea how they're gonna make this work anymore. I honestly don't know. Matt Riddle versus Sheamus, which is obviously the best match of the entire night. Very stiff, by the way, too. These guys beat the hell out of each other. This is like the only match, like I said, match of the night that I really enjoyed. This was good, real good. And I think Sheamus needed the win anyways, because the guy's been taking lefts and rights. I would have liked to see Matt Riddle on the team, because everybody talks about Riddle and Keith Lee, how they teamed up on the Indies and whatnot. I would have liked to see that, but I feel like Sheamus did need the win. But he won by the bro kick. Some, like I said last week before, that WWE or management is kind of somewhat punishing Matt Riddle. Maybe because due to all those lawsuits that have happened and WWE's involved in it too. So I don't know. They may want to invest in him all the way right now, since, you know, I've said it last week before, what she's trying to sue like him, WWE, and 2 other people, which combines up into $40 million, which I said it last week before. Bitch crazy ain't getting shit, so she ain't getting no fucking money. Maybe a settlement, but like I said before, WWE will drag a case out to the end of time and will make you lose all your money. So yeah, she ain't getting shit. I think I've addressed that enough, but I think maybe Matt Riddle may be being punished, but still, this was a great match in general between Sheamus and Riddle out there. Orton came out as the Moment of Bliss thing, which I think her music was somewhat changed, and she told Orton, I don't bite. Orton says, I'm not surprised, I'm going to stand, and, you know, talk about, she says, there's going to be no surprises, and you're the new WWE champion. You and Drew burned the house down last night. And then Orton says, okay, I know what this is, where's the Fiend? Drew McIntyre came out then and started brawling Orton, beating him up. He set him up with a Claymore kick, but the lights went out. Took a minute for the lights to come back on, which Drew was still in the ring. Orton was out of it, and the Fiend's music hit. Orton basically just kind of had that feeling like, I know he's behind me, which he knew he was behind him, and he didn't look back. So Orton rather deal with Drew than deal with the Fiend. Orton just basically went back to Drew. Drew started brawling with him. Orton ended up slamming McIntyre onto the table, punching him. That ended the show. So, okay, what I can take from this, are we going to see another Orton versus Wyatt feud again? I guess. And a storyline-wise, okay, Wyatt would need to get payback on Orton, especially what happened a few years ago at WrestleMania, when, you know, Orton beat him in that bullshit-ass match, and then we can go back, to that House of Horrors bullshit match, too, which that feud was actually good, the whole story, when he joined the Wyatt family, but then it just went off the hills after the whole burning the shed thing, which did look cool. The whole Sister Abigail bringing back to life cockroaches and House of Horror, that's where it just went off the rails, and Wyatt looked like shit after that. Honestly, I don't even really want to see a feud from this again. I really don't, okay? I don't give a shit about Orton and another Wyatt feud, okay? I don't even mind Orton being the champion, but do I really need to see these two face for the title? Not really. I honestly don't. So I don't want to see a feud from this, but obviously the Drew and Orton thing continues one way or another. Or maybe it'll be a triple threat match for the title at one point. But right now, Survivor Series is coming up. And I guess it's going to be just Drew and Roman for the time being. Okay? But somehow, some way, it's either going to be Wyatt or Drew going for the title. Like I said before, a triple threat match. Because I don't really want to see another one-on-one match from Wyatt and Orton. I kind of got sick of it a few years ago. And I really don't want to see it again. Overall, Monday Night Raw, the only thing I can really say great or good about this show in general was maybe the ending, and I thought Sheamus and Riddle had the best match on this entire show, okay? Everything else, Retribution is dead. The qualifying matches were whatever, to be honest. Miz is whatever. That whole women's segment fatal 4-way, whatever the fuck that was bullshit. Lana goes through another table 6 times in a row, so that's actually a positive right there. So, yeah, it's not much I could say about Monday Night Raw tonight. Survivor Series, blah, 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 whatever. Yeah, it's not much I can really take from this show tonight. Most of it bad, 24/7 title bullshit, whatever. Yeah, that's all I can really say. That's all I got. Not much really to talk about when it comes to Monday Night Raw. Just lot of bad and a little good, okay? Hell in a Cell was actually good last night. This tonight, But hey, gotta build Survivor Series one way or another. Other than that, I'm done with this review. Check out my Hell in a Cell review. I'll see you tomorrow night for the Impact, the Bound for Glory Fallout show. And of course, we still got Halloween Havoc this Wednesday also, okay? Other than that, I'm out of here. I'll see you guys later. Comment, subscribe, follow me on Twitter. Check out any other video that is uploaded online right now. I'm done with this show. Peace out. I need to go check out Fear the Walking Dead because I missed that yesterday. So, I got to go watch that. Halloween week continues. Peace.